Hello and welcome to the TechPrane channel. In this video, I'll be demonstrating a streamlined way to set up an EC2 instance. Specifically, I'll be using Terraform to set up my EC2 environment. So essentially what I'm doing today is a fairly common practice in the industry. Tools like Terraform, AWS, CloudFormation, Ansible. These tools enable DevOps teams to automate infrastructure deployments. So some of the key benefits of infrastructure as code naturally are going to be things such as consistency and standardization. It helps you eliminate manual errors, prevents configuration drift, and also, since these are files, you can actually add them to your version control and keep track of the versions and changes. The other benefit is that of speed and repeatability. So you're able to rapidly deploy to new environments. You can easily scale your infrastructure either up or down by modifying configuration files. And this is enabled by the fact that everyone is following the same process, hence reducing misconfiguration. So let's dive in and see how we can actually provision an EC2 instance, all from the command line using Terraform. So the first thing I need to do is to ensure that I do have access to the variety of tools that will be required here. So I need to make sure that I have Terraform installed. I also need to make sure that I have configured my AWS CLI. I'll need access to a text editor. And that should really be all I need. Obviously, I'll craft the actual commands in the text editor. So first of all, let me look at my current Terraform configuration. So I'll say something like nano and we just say main.tf, and currently this is what my Terraform file looks like. So I'm using EU West 2. I'm generating my SSH key pair at that point there. I am then creating an AWS key pair using the generated private key, which is this resource here. After that, I save the private key locally. And further down is where I'm creating an EC2 instance. So further down, I'm creating an EC2 instance that references an Amazon image. This one here, Amazon Linux. Instance type is going to be T2 micro, and the key name is navigating that structure that I've got, that resource that I've got up in the script. So it's AWS key pair dot my EC2 care dot key name. So this value here will resolve to the following. So let me find my key pair. So that's the key pair and that's the key name. So that's what it will resolve to. Okay, so next up is my user data. I would like to provision a simple web server running Apache, and I'd like to make sure that I've started the service, and to that file I'll just write the following: Terraform EC2 instance with user data. There is a tag I've associated with my instance, and that's the value of the tag. The key is name and the value is Terraform EC2 instance. Okay, so first step would have been for me to run AWS configure. So I'll say something like AWS configure, and I would have had to pass in my access key, which I've already got set. Also, I'd need to pass in the secret access key, set the default region, and also the output format. Okay, so these things have been done previously. So I'll then go to command line and say Terraform. In fact, establish that Terraform has been set up. So you can just say, has it been installed? Version. Yeah, Terraform has been installed. Great. And what I'll do is ls minus. So this is what I've got in that directory. So I've got some previous files. So what I'll do is something like rm minus f, and I'll say Terraform, and also the other one. Okay, so cleaning up the previous runs. Okay, so next up is Terraform init. So initialize based on my main.tf file. Great. So initialized. So I'll run the command to preview the changes Terraform will make. So I'll just simply say plan. So what is Terraform actually going to do based on the main file that I've got? So let me go up. So it says the following. So this is the output of plan. So it says Terraform will perform the following actions. Do I recognize any of these actions? Yes, I do. I would like an instance created using the following image, which is that image there. And also I had some user data that was set. I tagged by instance. I was also creating a private key pair. So that looks like it's exactly what I want to get done. So next is to actually apply this plan. So I'll say Terraform apply. So what this will do is it will take whatever I've described in my Terraform file and use that to actually create or provision my instance. So just accept that. So it says, yes, I am provisioning your instance, so it does things in the right order. So it started by creating my private key and then went on to save the key, create the instance, and what is next after this? So I can check the status of what's happening. I'll say something like Terraform state list. And we do Terraform. Okay, so this gives me the state. So this is the state for this resource. So these are various resources that were created. So what I'm able to do is to show the state for each resource. So this resource here is my actual EC2 instance. And what does it say? It says it's currently running. Does it have a public IP address? Yeah, it does have a public IP address. What about the state of all the other bits that we had? So I'll do that. I can even look at the state of my keys if I needed to. So I'll go for this one here. Okay, so it gives me the details for my key. So I will do a show on this guy here. So just a good way for you to check what is created. Okay, that looks about right for the PEM key, for the PEM file. So that looks about right for the PEM file. Okay, moment of truth. We do have a public IP address that was given. So I can grab that and check if we're able to navigate there. So say curl HTTP, let's go to that web page, and it says, yep, that's the user data. If I'm not convinced that it's actually provisioned that environment, I can fire this up in my browser. So grab that, head over to my browser and paste that in. Okay, and a refresh. So I'm still logged in, so I'll go for EC2 and I should see an instance. So there's one running instance, and that's the instance that we just created. And to confirm, that's the public IP address. If I click on that, and we're in. Okay, so that's my environment. So I'm done with my work. Obviously I need to clean up. I'm on a free tier for this demo. I don't want to exhaust all my credits, so I can use Terraform to actually do a teardown. So I'll simply say Terraform and say destroy. Now observe what happens when I do a destroy, which is effectively going to delete everything that was created as part of this provisioning. So asking me, so these are the various resources. So these are the various resources that we set up. So asking me to confirm that this is indeed what I want to do. Okay, yeah, happy with that. And now my environment is being destroyed or being cleared out. Okay, so I'll come back here, perform a refresh. I shouldn't be able to see that instance. So that instance is gone. Now, if I'd been doing that in the UI using the GUI, it's not as quick as doing it over here, and certainly there'll be things that I'll probably miss out. This provides a more robust way for you to actually manage your infrastructure, since creating this infrastructure is simply a case of running a command. So you saw just how easy it was for me to provision a web server, so you can create complex deployments using this approach. Okay, so done. Resources 4 destroyed. Okay, so that was the demo on using Terraform to provision EC2 instances. So what we did was also added a little bit of user data where we could actually spin up a web server. So that brings us to the end of this demo. Thank you very much for joining. So remember to like and subscribe for more great content from the TechPrane channel. Have a good day. Bye now.